All right. Now. Stop.
Yes. What do you want?
What do I want? Oh, I stopped sharing. It is. All right. Well, today we wanted to talk about how to bring your own buyers by promoting your listings outside of Etsy. This is List Adam Office Hour. We do that every other week. Feel free to join. We usually focus on one topic, but it's also a good occasion to come and ask a question about List Adam, your shop, and any question you may have. Nea, do you have anything to say before we get started?
No, let's get started.
Well, I do have something to say. If it's not too late, November 4th to November...
Today.
That's today. To November 7th, there is the Printables Marketing Summit happening. So it's 3 days with sessions about different topics around marketing of printables, which is usually a digital product situation, but there will 100% be all sorts of learnings that you can apply to different types of products. So I recommend to sign up. It's a free event if you haven't. And yes, yours truly gave a session there. It's will be released tomorrow on day 2, Wednesday 5th. And otherwise, like tons of interesting session. And there are also some live co-working, ask anything session to Corinne and Sherry, as well as other workshops happening. So definitely worth looking into. All right. Bringing your own buyers by promoting your listings out of Etsy. Main reasons to bring your own traffic. Neha, why don't you talk to us a bit about that?
So Etsy started recently, not so recently, maybe, that if you bring your own traffic, you are just charged 4% of traffic instead, 4% in transaction fees, than 6.5% that they usually charge. So big buyers who bring their own traffic is saving a ton on just Etsy fees and building their brands at the same time. Because once you build the muscle of actually trying to figure out how to bring your own traffic, I do believe that you can use it anywhere. But yeah, their share and save program helps you lower your Etsy fees. It can add up, honestly.
Yes, so the share and save program is a special link that is usually, it looks like this. So let's say that my shop name is shop name. So instead of doing etsy.com/shop/shop name, which is a normal link for Etsy, it will be something like etsy.com's shopname.etsy.com. And this special link have the advantage of being Etsy knows that you are the one bringing traffic to that link. And so they are going to charge you less fees, 4% instead of the usual, what is it? I think it's 6 or 7% in this case.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It depends on the.
Do we have this facility in the List Adam?
Yes.
We will talk about it.
We'll talk about that a little bit, but this is for general knowledge, that the share and save is the if you are going to share a product, let's say that I'm going to take a random product on Etsy, this one. Let's say that I am the person selling this product. If I were to share this particular listing on, say, Pinterest or Facebook or anywhere, and I start sharing this URL here, This is not a great idea. Do we see the? Do we only see the content, or do we see the? Yeah, okay. When I select the URL, I don't know what we see in the recording. So if we try to share the URL, this URL here, we will not be using a save and share URL. Instead, the URL will look more like this. So it's like the name of the shop.etsy.com/listing/ the ID of the listing. And if we were to come from this URL, first of all, it takes us exactly to the same place. But now Etsy knows that you brought this view, and so they are going to charge you less fees, only 4%. And so you are going to save on that. Okay.
And there is also like in the dashboard in the shop manager, Cyril, Etsy shows you in shop traffic how much traffic you brought. Like there is a metric for like how many you brought yourself kind of thing.
Yes. And so, of course, everybody that you bring yourself, it's less fees, it's less chances for these people to click on an ad and be charged as somebody that come from an ad. So yeah, a lot of savings coming from it. So that's one of the reasons to bring your own traffic. And the second one you mentioned is this idea that you build the muscle of building your social presence or your marketing muscle, so that you don't rely solely on Etsy to bring you traffic, right? Okay. What are the best platforms for organic traffic? Now.
Okay, so there are multiple things here. Like a lot of people think that, okay, if I have a shop, I need an Instagram account, I need these and this and this. We have seen like a lot of strategies here. I think a few of the platforms that really stand out is Pinterest, obviously. Instagram only if you have your own audience, honestly. If you're posting to an empty account, maybe not the best source, but still, again, good for building your own brand and marketing muscle. What is not good is like I've seen multiple times people posting their listing link in different Facebook groups where people are like, share your listing and get eyes on your listing. That is just the absolute worst thing you can do to your listing, because you're just getting a lot of unqualified traffic. You're also like exposing your listings to getting stolen. And these groups are just not the place where buyers are hanging out, honestly. So unless you have your own Facebook page and Facebook group, it's just like, don't post it on random places. That's not going to bring you organic traffic.
I think there's something important here, like to double down on, like all these places that looks great. Like I post the link of my listing online, therefore I'm doing marketing, right? And the answer is not really. You need to post your link in a place where potential buyer will see your listing. And so these groups that you see on Facebook, oftentimes they are full of other sellers trying to promote their listing. And unless you are selling to these other sellers, these people that are going to see your listings are not your target. They are not your potential buyers. Therefore, you are just like not reaching your potential buyers and exposing yourself by showing your best work to potential competitors sometimes.
Yeah. And like, so Facebook group at the Pinterest is like a really good organic platform, which a lot of Etsy sellers swear by. Again, Etsy runs their own ads on Pinterest, and it's one of, I don't remember if it was like 30% traffic on Etsy comes from Pinterest or something. There was some statistic like that. But Pinterest is like a great resource. What buyers also really love is like following you on platforms. So if you share your process videos, your behind the scenes on platforms like Threads or your Facebook page, and then post your own listing, like you are kind of building your own audience who is like connected with you, they know you, and hence they want to buy from you. So that is one of the other strategies of bringing like organic traffic from like Facebook ecosystem, Facebook pages, Instagram, and Threads.
So what is the best strategy for Pinterest?
Best strategy for Pinterest? Well, Pinterest says that they like active accounts. So for them, active is like 1 pin a day. And they recommend things like kind of in Pinterest format, which goes in the theme with Pinterest, but instead of bulk uploading like hundreds of listings, do 1 listing a day and have very well sorted boards. You can actually see all the analytics in Pinterest. What are you looking for?
Just trying and see how to make something in.
This is Canva.
This is Canva. This is a whiteboard. It's just here whiteboarding. Just to make sure that. Please continue now. But let me interrupt.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And then obviously, like in Pinterest, Etsy also allows you to share listing directly from within their dashboard to Pinterest. But I am not 100% sure if they actually use the share and save link on those things. So make sure that whenever you're posting on platforms, whichever platform you are using your share and save link.
Okay, so we talk here about, let's say, like, great for marketing, can be good, and not great, right?
Why not great?
I don't know. We are just going to arrange things in these 3 categories. That's kind of like the general idea. So Pinterest is great for marketing. Why? Why is Pinterest so great for marketing? The good reason for it is that just like Etsy, Pinterest is really a visual search engine. It's a place where people go to find inspiration and to find visual inspiration. And as we talked about a few sessions ago, people are visual buyers. They need to see what they are going to buy. They need to see the object. They need to understand what it is visually. And so by creating this on Pinterest, you already start getting and picking their interest visually on a platform like Pinterest. And then when they come to Etsy because they're interested, they are way more likely to convert. What
also because
about
Pinterest, like people are, when they're browsing for things like home decor, prints, they do their inspiration boards on Pinterest. And a lot of people just look for inspiration on Pinterest or different kind of products. So if your product is actually right in front of their eyes, they're more likely to come.
Yes. Okay. What about so like we talk about they are not sorted yet, but like other platform, like let's talk about you touch on Instagram. What about Instagram?
Well, Instagram is good, but like it's also kind of becoming harder and harder to build audience on Instagram because honestly, like all the influencers are pouring a lot of money. So if you already have an Instagram audience, that's a great way to bring your own traffic. Tell your audience about, new product launches, or we make strategies where you're like, hey, upcoming product launch, and come on this date and things are live, etc. But if you're just starting and you have a new Instagram account, building Instagram takes so long that I feel it almost takes away from the effort you could be putting somewhere else, which will give you a better ROI.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are
what about
looking for Instagram for reels only. They like
Yeah, but it's kind of like a interesting problem these days because people run ads on Instagram all the time, right? Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who are like Instagram gurus who are like, in, Instagram has kind of stopped promoting accounts organically unless you are actually following what the algorithm expects. That's a whole new content strategy that people can build for their shop. But honestly, like if you have limited bandwidth and the decision is between Pinterest and Instagram, I would go with Pinterest. That said, it doesn't hurt to have Instagram presence because, people like to Google and first see their Instagram page, and it's mostly just for like branding and see how this brand is, if that makes sense. Almost like validation, like if this brand is legit because they have an Instagram page.
And what about Facebook?
Yeah, what about Facebook?
So Facebook has multiple things, right? Like Facebook pages, Facebook groups.
Okay, so Facebook page, Facebook group. So
and then there's also something called
Facebook
professional
page.
profile.
Your own Facebook page, professional profile is going to be relatively the same. What about it?
Well, I feel that it's the social proof. To run any kind of ads on Facebook in future, you will need a Facebook page. So it's just a good practice to automate things like new product launches, launching your Facebook page. Your Facebook page is kind of your blog, behind the scenes, new product launches you're doing and things like that. Is it a place to dump all your listings? Not really. It's like a place for aesthetically placing like product images of different things you offer and stuff like that.
So it means Facebook is like WhatsApp marketing, or these are all closed groups?
Well, closed groups, Facebook. I haven't really touched at WhatsApp marketing. I know it's very big in India.
Yeah.
But it's not big here.
Okay.
Not yet.
I don't think the US is very big on WhatsApp to begin with. Like, I mean, it's big. People use it, but like we don't. This is not the main place where things are happening.
Okay.
So if you're targeting US market, WhatsApp marketing might not be the best play. It doesn't mean that it's not going to work, or for some, but it might not be the best thing for your buck, and you spend your effort.
I wonder, Cyril, if there is a way, because people do have catalogs on WhatsApp. I wonder if there is a way to have a catalog on your Facebook shop and Instagram and WhatsApp like together.
The catalog is being sent to Meta, and Meta then distributed, I know, on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know about WhatsApp.
Actually, yes, they allow you to connect your WhatsApp to your same account, which has your page, your Instagram. Yes. So that catalog could be shared. That is true.
Okay, so because they are out to make it's more. I think instead of talking and trying to classify them, every channel can be good or bad. I would say though that the one that is really bad is the one we mentioned already. Like this, share your listing threads. It's going to take you nowhere. This one, it's really not worth it. Don't do this and call that marketing. You are wasting your time, and it's probably not great. Everywhere else, and Facebook groups, it depends. Like we can talk a little more about Facebook group, but for the others, so like the more like organic social network where people are consuming content via a feed, more than in a community, it's always a good idea to post what you are doing there. The idea here is more around audience building, right? So yeah, audience building.
So how Listedom can help this in this?
Okay, so
The last slide.
yeah, we'll get there eventually. So the big ones are so Pinterest, Instagram, and TikTok are places where it's worth posting. Places like Threads can be good, but like it's always the same. Like if you are an artist or have like a specific craft and you keep posting and you build an audience, you build a following, then any of this platform can work. But these three here have the advantage, I would say, that they have an algorithmic feed that may recommend you and put you in front of new potential buyers. And so if you are doing things that are aesthetically in line with their platform and what the people are looking for, it might work. Additionally, for all of them, all of these platforms, like using ads as a way to accelerate the process can be very useful. As for the other, I will say that like Threads is kind of hit or miss, but like if you already have your audience and they hang out there, why not? It's going to be very interesting for groups and threads if you already have more of a community surrounding what you are doing. So if your craft is crochet, for instance, and you have a lot of people following your the crochet like craft and community, it can be good if you are selling crochet patterns. But if you are selling crochet creations, this is not where you're going to sell your products, right? Like when you are posting in communities, it's very important that you know, like if you are just posting to other people who do the same thing as you, that's not marketing. That's just I don't know, build in public or share with other people of the community. But if you are posting in a community that is full of people who can buy your product, then that's marketing. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's also just kind of, it really helps if you start sharing your behind the scenes process of you creating your own products and just building that brand wise. It's a long game. And that's how like you start getting loyal followers who are interested in you and your brand and your product.
All right. So we already bled into this social media presence, but like social media presence is more about like building. So it brings you two things, right? It brings you the credibility that you are not just a small shop, you are actually like a small business, and you are like you are taking the time to be there present and show your work to people in some cases. In some other cases, it's very good just for audience building. And that is definitely interesting. Do you have anything to add about social media presence now?
No, yeah, just I think like things we already covered. Kind of, it's not all just about creating aesthetic listings of your products. It's about generally like building a voice for your brand, like who you are. And honestly, just posting like pictures of your own products is not interesting for people. People like story. Most of the social media people are like social media platforms are story driven, and think when you're creating content for that, think about that. Definitely plug in your post for your products here and there, but do reels of everything from creation to launch to packaging and those things.
Let's I mean, if we were to take the example totally at random, let's say that you are making rugs or carpets, what should you post on social media to try and build a social media presence?
I don't know. When you say that, I feel like I remember this really interesting hook, which was just like somebody rolling the rug, which is visually eye-catching. And then they're like, look, it's looking so good. So honestly, like you have to think people are on these platforms for entertainment. And if you're just gonna put a picture of your rug, they're like, I care about this picture? No. But like, do they care about like filming it in a way where you are actually looking at the texture, or you are actually filming people making it? Those things just make it infinitely more interesting.
Yes. So to take the to push this example a little further for social media, like there is like, I'll take these boxes. So like, post a photo of your product,
And
it's
you
going
can
to
tag
be
your product in that. When you post a post on Instagram or whatever, like, because Instagram doesn't allow links in reels yet, so in posts you can actually tag a product.
so this is already something. It is better than nothing to just post a photo of your product, right? Like at least you are putting it out there and you are giving a chance to people to see it. They might ignore it, but at least you are doing something. So I'm going to add what you are better off doing nothing and hoping for the best. That's kind of the marketing strategy of 90% of the sellers out there. So by just posting a photo of your product, you are already ahead of a lot of people. Now, what can you do that is better than this to engage with people? And especially when like in the context of social media presence. So posting visually engaging videos. And so here you mentioned a couple of things. You mentioned your process or
Behind the scenes,
yeah,
the details of the products.
details of the product. Honestly, everything that goes into this ASMR category of like just like a pleasant to watch video that people they don't really know why they're watching. They don't necessarily care about this thing, but the video is just
Yeah. Also positivity, honestly. I think ASMR and positivity are like pretty hit themes when it comes to social media content. You're like, just
positivity. Can you tell
show.
us more about the positivity?
Yeah, like if I have to imagine, say in Pavinesh's case, he has like people building this, just kind of make short videos of them maybe smiling or saying something silly, or, just
Many
people behind the craft kind of thing, but not like them complaining, just like them
many
happy.
people
So happiness is
many
contagious,
people share their
you know?
feedbacks also. Customers' feedback. They share on the social media also.
Yeah, like those things are great. People actually will associate that voice to your brand. Um,
Customer feedback and reviews is a good one as well. Well, I mean, this is not necessarily in the engaging part here. It's probably its own box. So customer reviews is a good place. It's good to show, especially if the person share a video, a photo, and then the text only, like for customers reviews.
yeah. I also forgot to probably add a deck for like building a newsletter. That's another
Yes.
way of bringing your own traffic, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Okay, so before going to ads, I want to talk about this other. So here it's more around the social media presence, but like social media presence, you can send people to your listings, but another thing you can do is to help and create a mailing list. So I'd like to talk more specifically about mailing lists, do's and don'ts. First of all, should you do a mailing list? Yes or no?
100% yes.
Yes.
Have I done it? No, but I want
Do
to.
it.
But most people ignore the mailing list fields.
this
Yeah,
is
they
not.
do. But like, honestly, it's just kind of what I've been seeing. I don't know, Cyril, I interrupted you, but you can finish your thought and I can talk about it then.
You have your thought right now. Do it. I'll continue later.
Okay. So basically what I've been noticing, I've been analyzing a lot of shops lately, and I've seen that there is a big emphasis on adding people to your mailing list. So some people put like a QR code in their banner. For example, hey, sign up to our newsletter for a free print, or like, sign up to our newsletter for a freebie. They also put that in product listing images where they're like, get regular updates and sign up here. And they put this in their product description where they can actually just click a link. And honestly, people who are doing that are people who are actually interested and they are not tricked into joining your mailing list, right? So slowly it can build. I'm not saying that, Etsy is the only source of building your newsletter, but like whichever social media platform you have, start putting like the seeds to build your newsletter or email list.
Yes, I think a first thing that we can look into is why. Okay, first of all, should you do it? Yes, the answer is yes. Bhavanesh, you are saying people are ignoring it. And the answer to that is yes, a lot of people are going to ignore the emails that you are going to send. But a lot is not everybody, and you just need a few people. Why does this matter? It matters for two or three reasons. The first one is that by making the people that buy from you, whether they buy from Etsy or elsewhere, or just maybe sometimes they don't buy from you, they just see your content on social media and they are interested in just following. You put you take things into your own hands in the sense that you will be less reliant on Etsy to bring you new customer in the future. So as you create new collections or as you make a special offer, you can send this information to your mailing list, and a portion of them, like let's say that you send 1,000 email, and out of this 1,000 email, 30% of the people are going to open the email. So you have 300 people that will see the email, and out of these 300 people, you have maybe let's say hopefully 30 people that are going to click on a link of what you are saying. So yes, you have lost a lot of person in these funnels, but these 30 people, they are extremely valuable because they are engaged, they already know you. So it's not a first touch point. It's like they are like either a repeat buyer or somebody that already knows your work from social media. And so they are way more likely to buy again or to come and buy and take onto your offer.
But most of the marketplaces do not share the email list of the customers.
Yeah, they don't. And Etsy also, you can't really just use the email address of the person unless they actually subscribe. But, small things you can do is, how Etsy allows you to set up these auto emails in the shop settings section where, send this text when a person finishes purchase.
Yeah.
You can plug in these things there because there is no limit on, there's no restriction on what you can do there or not. Like you're sending a thank you note to your customers. You can just be like, please sign up if you want future updates or discounts or freebies.
Yeah, correct.
You have to basically learn a little bit of email marketing, but these are the places you can place this stuff. So QR code, product description, offer, coupon, Cyril, I think I would also add there in the message that you send the buyers. Post-purchase message, there's an automatic message that you kind of set up in the dashboard.
Yeah, post-purchase
message.
Post-purchase message. Okay, so why?
Also, if you're sending physical products, or whatever digital, put a flyer in there saying, "Hey, join our list to get whatever." Make it interesting for them to join it.
Some discount coupon in the.
Yeah, some discount coupon. Etsy also lets you set up discount coupons for repeat buyers, but you definitely like try different things, add discount coupons, add like I don't know, whatever works best for you or your case, honestly. Like in my case, I can send them a print. Because if I am just sending a print for
Thank you note
very
and
little money,
address.
sorry.
Thank you address with your own website address.
Yeah, you can do that for sure. Like, because email list you will build on your own domain, right? You can't really build it
Yes.
on Etsy.
So the email list is not something that you're going to build on Etsy. And so one of the advantage of building your own email list is that no, they are not Etsy's customers. So one thing that you have to understand when you make a sale through Etsy is that this customer is not your customer. It is Etsy's customers that happen to buy from your shop.
Yeah.
The relationship with the customers is not in your hands. You have no ability, it's against the term of services, to contact this person and try to sell them anything. They are not your customers. They are Etsy's customers.
Yeah.
So by creating your mailing list and by finding creative ways to get people to engage with your mailing list and subscribe, sign up, you take it into your own hands and they become your customer. And that is not against the term of services because this is totally voluntary. You are not forcing people into your mailing list. You are inviting them to join it. It's a
Also,
clear
like,
dawn though. Like here,
I mean,
make sure you don't put people by force into your mailing list. This is illegal.
against the law. Yeah, that is against the law. Also, you know, like if a person favorites your shop, Etsy sends them emails on your behalf whenever you send like do new product launches and stuff. So they are kind of already doing some kind of newsletter for you, but it's not in your control. You can't control the language they use or anything basically. So it's in your best interest to start doing that. And
yes. So another reason why you should be doing it, so the customer becomes your customer, which means.
Can you hide this side thing?
I'm trying, but
it's messing my video.
It's coming back everything. Okay, so another like the customer becomes your customer. This means also that at some point you'll be able to redirect them to your website instead of Etsy. So which is, it's going to dramatically reduce your cost because now they are fully your customers. And another thing is that in the intermediate, like in the meantime, before you send them to your website, if you only have a Etsy shop, that's completely fine. Send your save and share link and save on fees. Now, like you are the source of your own traffic and you don't rely on them. So when you are going to start with your mailing list, it's going to be empty. There will be nobody in there, and that's completely fine. But over time, it builds up. After a few, like it really depends on the pace at which you are receiving orders. But like after a few weeks, months, sometimes years, you will have hundreds of people, if not thousands of people in your mailing list. You will be able and this is a further advantage here. You will be able to create momentum for your new listings thanks to that.
I'm getting a lot of emails for influencing marketers. So we can.
No, I mean, what do they propose you?
They ask.
Let's talk about influencer marketing. Okay, let's talk about influencer marketing.
Wait a minute. I'd like to finish this last point and then we'll get back to influencer marketing. Okay. So something that is important, and we touched on that in different sessions, is your sales velocity or the momentum of your listing. If you create a new listing and you've done all the work, your photos are perfect, your title is great, you have 13 perfect tags, but it's a saturated market and people don't come and buy from you, then Etsy is just going to keep recommending the listings that do get sales. So when you launch a new collection, for instance, if you can leverage an existing mailing list or an external source like this and send initial views that are more qualified and more likely to buy, this is going to signal to Etsy's algorithm that your listing is worth promoting. and showing on page one. And by being on page one is going to dramatically increase the chances of getting more views that you can convert into sales. So creating this momentum is very, very important. If you are expecting Etsy to create this momentum for you, it may work, it may not work. And so by sending your own buyers to it, it's just more likely to happen.
Is there any way to get a customer, wholesale customers, so when he can buy in bulk through these processes, this email processing?
Can you repeat this question?
Yeah, can you repeat, please?
Yeah, I'm looking for some bulk buyers who can purchase in bulk.
Okay, so there, basically you want, if Etsy, like you want people to buy in bulk instead of one.
Yeah.
Have you tried creating listing for bulk?
It feels like bulk is more like, especially in your market, Farnèse, is going to be more like a wholesale thing, like where shops are going to buy multiple to build their inventory. And I don't think Etsy is necessarily the place to do that. It might be that.
I've seen some.
No, it is possible, but it's not necessarily the place. Like Etsy is more like their own marketing is going towards individual buyers trying to buy gift for themselves or their friends and family, and they are not necessarily putting their marketing towards wholesale buyers.
But lots of retailers are looking for these quality listings for purchasing.
Yes, but they might not be looking for it on Etsy. They might be looking for it on different platforms, though.
Like Alibaba,
like Fair.
Alibaba for sure, maybe Fair, other places where wholesale is kind of their thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was like mailing list, and I think mailing list is very important, and we will be probably building things in that direction in the coming months, because really believe that you should start your mailing list as soon as you can, because it takes time to start, but you will see the benefits of it over the long run. You were talking about influencer marketing, Neha. What about it?
Yeah, I was like, let's talk about influencer marketing.
Okay. So influencer marketing, the idea of influencer marketing is that, and somebody with influence, somebody with a following already, promotes your listing in some shape or form. The thing that we see a lot today is what is called UGC, user-generated content. It's especially popular on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, where an influencer will talk about your product to their audience, and then you hope for the best that it's just exposure, and you hope for the best that it converts into sales. You maximize your chances if the creator is close to what you are selling, right? Like if you are using a random creator to make a video about your product, and the people that are interested in this type of content, usually they don't care about your product, then you are just going to shoot in the dark.
It also feels like, I don't know how easy or difficult it is to track conversions, honestly, with influencer marketing, unless you're creating like specific links for those influencers. Mm-hmm. A lot of things could be a money sink, because for some reason, these influencers are not cheap anymore. Like there are, but if you want good influencers, like I feel like some brands definitely send out free gifts to some influencers, and if they like the product, they talk about it, and I've seen people do that, but it's not guaranteed they will make content for you. If you're hiring an influencer, you need to actually ask them their conversion numbers, like how do they track these sales, and how do they actually, like, what are their metrics basically?
It's very difficult to capture the metrics.
It is, but like good influencers will know like what is the lift the brand got because of them, and if it's just like, yeah, I'm going to promote it on a video which 2,000 people are going to see, it's just not worth it.
So you can use a specific coupon that you are creating and give to this creator, and so that this will help with attribution and get a sense of how much traffic. You will not be able to quantify traffic, but you will at least be able to quantify how many people purchased from this specific coupon, and this will give you a way to evaluate if your UGC campaign is working. One of the problems is that it's expensive. Like, creators are expensive. Nobody is working for free. They might ask a upfront or in full payment. They might ask some sort of what is it called? Revenue share. And these are like pretty common things, and they might obviously need to have a physical product sent to them, right? In order for them to do the thing, especially if it's physical product. It's expensive, but it can be worth it. The cases where it's worth it is, well, I mean, if obviously the campaign works, it's going to create momentum for your listings by, as you launch it, it's going to get this initial sales that is going to put it at the top of page 1 on search if you get the sales. And then if you get the chance with one burst to get like a top pick or a bestseller badge, this can dramatically change the trajectory of your business and listing in general, if you have that. So it's definitely something to explore, but it's not for the faint of heart. Like, you will need to spend, like, it's going to be a lot of work to make it work and to find the right influencers to promote your product. And it's not going to work for every product.
Yeah, I also feel that it should be basically like a step one. Once you are done, like once you have a good workflow for your social media, you have like a brand presence a little bit, so when these influencers tag you, people go to that page and they're like, oh, I like this, and a brand perception plays a big role instead of just like one-off product, unless your product is like crazy unique. Like, I don't know if you remember, I don't know if Cyril, this, Cyril, like there was some in-person influencer on TikTok who posted whose product got picked up by the Kardashians, and it was just basically like an ice thing you fill, and she became like overnight success. But it's a unique product. It's not like people are looking for it everywhere, and they're like, oh, it's interesting. If you have an evergreen product, it's you have to find influencers who actually speak in your voice and have a following for that.
Mm-hmm. Hit or miss, a lot of effort, can be very expensive, but I risk, I reward. Like, it's possible, if this thing is working, that it creates this great momentum, puts this initial sales that is going to create the bestseller badge, and then off you go, and the momentum continues. So it can be a great way to penetrate an already saturated market. But you need to have something relatively unique. Like, you can likely not sell a commodity with this method. You can try, but I don't think it's going to be as worth it. If you have something relatively unique, that has like something appealing to a certain person that can be reached with this method, maybe it can work. Okay. The last thing is more around ads. Should you run ads for paid traffic? And when is the good time to start thinking about paid ad? Is it worth investing money in ads? Which ad platform? I think this is a very interesting question to talk about ads. So we talked about 4 different pillars here. We've talked about kind of a social presence. We talk about a mailing list. So how to leverage an existing audience, a place that we've not doing a blog of any sort can be very good for SEO. Okay, and the last pillar of bringing outside traffic can be ads. So what do we have to say about ads? Many things.
I feel like ads can be next topic because it's like a very big topic, but let's just briefly touch on this.
Okay, for some reason I cannot move this thing anymore. So I'm going to move there. Okay, so to talk about ads, like we could talk about ads for hours, but the good thing about ads is that you don't necessarily need to have done all this groundwork of building your social presence and coming and showing up every day to make it work. Ads could work tomorrow. It's not that easy though, and it takes a bit of trial and error to get it right. Just like social media, you need engaging creative, you need scroll stoppers, you need something that because these ads, they are going to appear very likely in the feed of somebody, and so you need to understand how to make people stop scrolling and then convert from there. So visually engaging ads, they are like different platforms. The first one to talk about is Etsy. Like we're talking today about promoting your listings outside of Etsy, but Etsy ads is a thing. And the other platform that can be interesting for ads are, of course, Meta, especially as they're going to show things on Instagram, and other platform that may be worth trying, the Pinterest ads and the TikTok ads can be a good place to advertise. And so the question that were there were like, when is a good time to start thinking about ads? And I think personally, there are like 2 different ways to think about ads. The first one is to use ads as a way to determine if there is interest for your product. So this is more like an awareness / data gathering format where you run ads in order to see if people are interested in a new product that you are selling or in a product that you're already selling. And if you cannot find, or if you give a budget to Facebook, for instance, and they cannot find an audience that is going to buy this at a reasonable price, then maybe it is not the right business to try and sell online. And you need to either think about repositioning, meaning like presenting your product in a different way, or sell something different. The second aspect of ads is to scale something that is already working. So let's say that you already have a product that is working well on Etsy, for instance. It's already getting traffic organically, and it's already making sales, meaning that the listing converts. In this case, yes, you should start thinking about paid ads to multiply your efforts.
I also feel that it's probably, I've experienced that in Etsy. Say if you hit like 500 or 1,000 sales, most of the sellers start putting a lot of budget in ads, right? Like that's kind of the point where you start becoming like serious seller, where you're like, I'm going to explore the whole ecosystem for e-commerce, and paid ad is a big part of that. So that's then when you're like, let me start with Meta ads and Google ads. And I've seen a lot of sellers actually use Google ads and Meta ads for their Etsy stuff. So instead of running just Etsy ads, they also run like Google ads. Do you remember that Montessori shelf, Cyril, that I was showing you? They were only running Google ads. They were not even running Etsy ads. It was insane. And it was a very good product.
Yeah, I do not remember specifically this product, but yes, ad is usually something that that can be important. We don't have to share this with the recording, but here are a couple ways Listadon can help with what we've been talking about. The first one is to go in your charting tab and have a look to, like if you are running ads, the number that is here, tackles. The tackles is basically the total advertising cost of sale. And so it's basically how much ads budget you spend in order to get your sales, the sales that you got. The rule of thumb is that in e-commerce, you want this number to be somewhere between 5 and maximum 20%, 5 and 15% being a great place to be. So if like this shop that I'm taking as an example, your sales are much, like your tacos is much higher, that means that you're spending too much. You are really digging into your profit margin by spending this much in ads. This can be a strategy if you want to have more sales, but this is not how to build necessarily the most profitable of businesses. By being between 5 and 15%, which is the sweet spot, this means that you are using the ads more effectively, that you found ways to have like profitable ads.
So what can be done to reduce the cost?
You have to, I mean, we'll cover that in next topic in ads. Okay. That's a very long topic, honestly. Okay. Like, let's kind of, and then there's one more deck there. I feel like we should not, maybe we should talk about ads next time.
Yes, we'll talk about ads in a different one. But like, this is a place to look at. A second thing where Listadon can help with your listings and promoting them outside of Etsy is our Pinterest feature. So we just recently launched the auto pin feature, which is basically once enabled, it's going to create pins for you automatically. One pin every day. It's going to grab one of your listing at random and publish a pin for you on Pinterest. The AI is going to grab your usually thumbnail image and is going to grab the most appropriate board and is going to create pins for you, which is going to result in potential impression, potential pin clicks, potential outbound clicks. I know we have time.
See any data here because it just started doing it.
So, yeah, I just started for this shop.
Which listing it will pick up first?
At random.
It's random, yeah. I mean, you can manually create pins also if you want, but like,
and you can also create pins manually by choosing one or more of your images, deciding which title you want to write. The link that is being used here is your share and save link, so there's no reason to change it. And what it does is that you are going to save on there, choose a one or multiple board you want to create that, and you can either create them now or schedule them.
Is there any possibility to change the Pinterest board here?
What do you mean?
Once you publish it, you can't change from here, right?
Why publishing? Just start one ad, creating one pin.
I guess you can just repin it in a different board. Doesn't hurt.
Give me an example of.
I think, yeah, we don't have any ability of reordering your pins within your Pinterest. You will have to probably log in and do that.
I'm not sure I got your question.
I want some example of creating pin. How to create a pin for your listing. Just show
okay,
yeah, so
let's just create a pin.
Like, very simply, like let's say that I want to create a pin for this listing, I will take this one and decide that I'm like these creatives are relatively different. So it is, I would prefer for it to say your design here.
There are different designs, obviously.
Yeah. And so
I just use AI to shorten it and stuff, honestly.
Exactly. You can use the
My
AI
question
here
is how can I change the Pinterest board here?
You can't, I mean, let us show you first how it is. Like, there is just all the boards that you have created in your Pinterest that are pulled here.
Yes.
So I want to create a new board here.
Oh, you cannot create it here at this time. We'll probably add a button to create a board from here, but you cannot do it here. Here it's only pulling the boards that already exist, so you will have to create them. So here this is a journal mockup, and we will be able to, let's say, schedule it for tomorrow at noon. Schedule the pin, and the pin will automatically be created tomorrow. To answer your question, there is no way currently to create a board from Listadom, but we will certainly add this in the future.
Okay.
All right, we are past time, and unfortunately we have to go, but this was us talking for an hour about promoting listings outside of Etsy, various ways. We touched on social, we touched on like a social media presence, we touched on building a mailing list, we touched a little bit about on the topic of UGC and influencer marketing, and we talked a little bit about ads and how Listadom can help with some of this. We will dive into it some more in future sessions. Hope this was useful.
Yeah, I think, but our tags and description was incomplete. That the session was incomplete.
I don't understand.
What do you mean?
Last time we made about tags and description of that. That was incomplete, I think. We have to do it in little bit in detail.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely go into more details of a future session. Also, don't hesitate to bring more questions. I think the next upcoming sessions are more generic, I think. No, in the next session in 2 weeks, we'll talk more specifically about ads. So that should be interesting.
That's what I remembered. That's why I was like, we know there's an ad session. Maybe don't go too deep into ads. So that's what we will be talking about, ads and everything.
Bhavenesh, if you have questions in the meantime about tags and things, don't hesitate to talk to the support on the Listadom dashboard, and I'll be happy to answer your questions.